Okay, so I'm going to be checking out the dev server for the Winds of Change update that's coming soon. This is the first dev server. If the previous pattern holds, there will be a second. Obviously, the big news is that the A10 is coming, and I'm going to do that one first. I'm not going to make you wait till the end of the video to see the good stuff, but please do continue going through. What I'm going to do is, in this video, I'm going to go through the new aircraft, and there will be another video looking at the Swedish helicopter tree, which to me is a big deal. And then I'll probably do a third video going over some of the ground stuff, but that won't be until this weekend if I have some time. So first thing with the A10, there's going to be two of them in the game. One of them is a premium, which is over here at battle rating 9.7. I really hope that goes up. This is, of course, dev server footage. Everything is subject to change. And you can pre-order this through a pack. The other A10, the Tech Tree one, is going to be right here, in between the AV8C and the A7D. Again, dev server may be subject to change. It may get bumped down maybe to here, but we'll see what happens. So an interesting thing was teased with this. They teased, and this is speculation, that we might be moving towards a system that allows us to customize our loadouts by pylon rather than to pick a prefab loadout. We'll see what happens. That's kind of exciting if it's true. But for right now, the loadouts here on the premium A10A, this is sort of like a multi-purpose asymmetrical loadout that seems to be included just kind of for demonstration purposes. So we're going to do a quick test flight with that. And of course, this plane has ridiculous countermeasures and the gun. So we're going to fly out and give everything a try. So the cockpit, I think this looks really good. Look at that. We've got a visible radar warning receiver. Instruments are in good locations. They're large. They're prominent. The ones that you need are there at a quick glance. We've got, that looks like it's going to be the display for the Mavericks. And we've got a functional heads-up display, so that's a good thing. Now, the acceleration is really slow, as it should be. The A10 is powered by a couple of turbofan engines. This is not a fast plane. So, one of the other things, let's see if I've got my, yep, okay. So, it looks to have a full ballistics computer for everything, as it should have. So, we've got a whole bunch of bombs of various sizes and weights, and I'm just going to ditch those just to kind of show that. And that looks like it's an LGB, but it's not itemized on the loadouts. We have unguided rockets. So we'll take out that building. We have air-to-air missiles, the AIM-9Ls. I'll spool those up so you can check out the gimbal ranges, the gimbal angles on that, and check that out. That looks like it's pretty decent, comparable to, like, you know, AIM-9G and whatnot. And we also have the Mavericks. It's only the AGM-65Bs for right now. Let's see if it's going to let me target that from the external view. And it is. Oh. I might have been too low when I fired it, yeah. It's my own incompetence. Let's see if we can climb up a little bit and then hit the carrier. Maybe? Nothing. All right, that was interesting. Well, let's swing around and try the gun out. So I took the anti-ground ammo belt for the cannon. Oh yeah, and countermeasures are dropping down rather than backwards. I kind of wish they were going backwards, but we'll take it. So I've got the CCIP on. Let's take this guy out. Oh, that's what I like. Just hose the general area and just watch things melt. Oh, love it. And what I'm going to do, the AIM-9Ls are supposed to be all aspect. So I'm going to see if I can take out this MiG-15 before I swing around and get that tank. Now, the AIM-9Ls, as with all aspect missiles, you know, they're going to have a significantly shorter lock range when you're attacking something from the front or from the side relative to from the back. So we'll see what we can get. We're coming in at sort of like a very bad angle on this MiG-15. This is definitely like a side aspect engagement. So you're seeing we weren't getting a lock at 4 kilometers. We have to get in pretty close with the AIM-9Ls. And yeah, even there, we're almost, yeah, we're basically rear aspect at that point. So either the all aspect is not functional yet here on the dev server, or it may simply be a case where the all aspect seeking is just not as sensitive, you know, as we might expect. But all right, so let's go in and let's do a gun pass on this medium tank. I think these are normally what, like T-55s? So we'll get in there. Let's do this one from the cockpit. Oh, I just love that sound. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be very rewarding to have that go off doing close air support. So, all right, there is the A-10A. This is the premium version, not the tech tree version. Okay, the next American aircraft is the B-26B. This is pretty low in the tech tree. It's a battle rating 4.7. And as you can see for loads, it can carry a Mark 13 torpedo. I'm always very happy to see that. As well as a fairly respectable bomb load for a low-tier bomber. I'm not going to take this one out on a flight. You know, the performance is going to be exactly what everyone expects from a, you know, sort of a low-tier, medium-tier prop bomber. But I definitely did want to show it off and show what the loadouts look like, at least here on the dev server. I think that this is going to be a very good addition to sort of the low-tiered American medium bomber lineup, and very much looking forward to the B-26B. Okay, next, we're going to take a look at the MiG-23 MLA. This is in the German tech tree down at the bottom here. So let's go in and check out the weapon loadouts. It seems like right now none of the weapon loadouts include the R-23s and R-24s combined with outer pylon weapons. However, you can take, it looks like the R13 M1 loadout will get you the 4. You'll get the other pylons there. But of course, this is all subject to change, so it's tough to say for sure how that will work. Let's do a test flight and have a look. We'll try the R-24Rs for right now. And that looks beautiful. So it's looking like with the MLA here, we're getting a little bit of a combination between the M and the MLD, or like the MF and the MLD. We've got the enhanced countermeasure pods, the enhanced, like the R-24 missiles and stuff from the MLD. However, some of the aerodynamic refinements, like the sawtooth leading edge, and all that are not present on this version of the plane. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what happens there once we can really get this in for some analysis of the flight performance. Let me see if I've got my... Yeah, there we are. We'll take a really bad shot that shouldn't hit. But it did. Oh, I love it. All right, let's flip around. Oop. Blacking out there. Let's flip around and see if I can find that MiG up above. And we'll do the usual below angle shot. Excellent. And yeah, still the same 200 rounds for the gun. Still have the dogfighting centric bore sight mode. You can tell because it's very vertical there. The bore sight mode on the Sapphire radar system. So looking forward to seeing this out in the game. Okay, so Germany also gets the Su-22 UM3K. This is a two-seat version of the Su-22. And as you can see there, we've got relatively good ballistics computer on it, as we should have. One thing I did note, again, this is dev server, so full disclaimer. These loadouts are significantly less good than the loadouts on the other Su-17 and Su-22s that we have available in the Russian Soviet tree. So we don't have any loadouts that have a combination of air-to-ground ordnance plus R-60s, but maybe that'll change later. We'll find out. So what we're going to do real quick, we will take this out with a couple of the big boy laser-guided missiles and see how it checks out. All right, taking a look in the cockpit. That is a beautifully detailed cockpit. Love to see it. Again, very similar to the regular Su-22 cockpit. And the Soviet radar warning receiver still, I'm sure, is not going to work. But we'll take a check once we get up in the air, just in case they made me happy. Yep, wing sweep. Manual wing sweep works. I'm going to leave it on automatic just for this test flight. All right, we're getting pinged up. Yeah, and the Soviet radar warning receiver is still not yet working inside the cockpit. So, let's do our... Here we go. Yeah, we've got cannons. All right, so let's try out the laser-guided missiles on this from the external view and see how the targeting is going to work. Okay, so it's not... The laser targeting did not seem to track the targets automatically from the external view. You can see there it's letting me like pick around, but it's not locking the target. Not a big deal, just something to be aware of. Not all of the ground attack aircraft have the auto tracker. And if you noticed when I cycled through the views, it'll come back up once the missiles reload. But this has the MiG-27 style interface for the laser designator, rather than the Su-17 style of like external only. So let's turn back around. Yeah, no target lock. Yeah, no automatic target lock on the laser-guided missiles, or the weapon system here for the Su-22 M3UK. But we'll see what happens when this goes live. It may gain that in the next dev server. Next up, Italy gets the F-104S ASA, which is going to be at the end of the Italian tech tree. This is... the midlife upgrade to the top-end F-104S. The loadouts are interesting. So, similar to a couple of the other planes, you have to make the difficult choice between, do I carry an internal cannon, or do I carry only missiles? You get the Aspide 1A missile, which is a semi-active radar homing missile, based on the AIM-7 Sparrow. you can also take some AIM-9Ls. So we already looked at the AIM-9Ls. I'm going to take up the Esbide and see what happens. Now, yeah, not having... These are going to be some very, very limited weapon loadouts. It's going to be interesting to see what this looks like when it goes live. And critically, this aircraft does not have any countermeasures. So, flying a top-tier fighter with no countermeasures and nothing but a pair of semi-active radar missiles or a couple of AIM-9Ls. And the F-104's level of maneuverability and performance. It's going to be interesting to see how and if this kind of fits into the game's meta. I'm going to withhold judgment until we're a little bit further along in the dev server cycle here, but I'm not super optimistic that this is going to be especially competitive at the top tiers. So let's try and get a lock on this MiG-15. We're in bore sight mode, still nothing for a lock. There we go. It's a good healthy shot. Didn't get it. Let's try going up. Yeah, so that missile, that kicks off for a second before it starts to track. That's very important information. So let me wait for these to reload, and we will take another shot up here at high altitude. All right, so we're coming in on this MiG-15 up at 5,000 meters and having a really hard time locking him beyond 4 kilometers. That's not especially encouraging to see. I wasn't really super high above, so I wasn't really running into, or I shouldn't have been, running into excessive ground clutter, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's try turning back around again, and I'll try to get a lock coming in from a slightly lower angle. Now see, this really should just be already locked. Yeah, I'm not optimistic about this this radar set. Come on. Yeah, it seems we're not locking beyond 4 kilometers. Good news is, when we take a good clean shot like that, yeah, tracking is nice and capable. But the Esbide missile there, it fires for a second or two before it actually starts to track. So that's something to be aware of. I'm definitely going to be coming back to this plane if there's a second dev server and seeing if there are any changes. This was, my first quick glance at it, and I'm not super excited about the weapons performance I have just seen. Okay, so the last jet we're going to be taking a look at is the F-84F in the Israeli tech tree. Israel has a new premium. I'm kind of excited about this for a number of reasons. The first is that the Israeli A4 has lost its air spawn, which makes it extremely difficult to be effective with that aircraft. So people who want to do like premium grinding, this might be a better bet to get through some of those lower tiers than the A4 is, because the A4 has to use a runway spawn and compete with like F-105s to get to ground targets, so that sucks. But the F-84F here is low enough where it should still be getting the air spawn, and look at these weapon loadouts. You got this great combination of bombs and unguided rockets, and it has the full ballistics computer for all of it. So let's take this out into a test flight and see what it can do real quick. Pretty typical F-84 cockpit. Great visibility, relatively okay instruments. The textures and the graphics, extremely well done on the cockpits for the new vehicles. Always very happy to see that. And just like all of the F-84 derivatives, this aircraft has a very long takeoff run. It is not a speed demon, so it accelerates very slowly. So we'll give this a minute and we'll be patient. There was that joke about how the F-84 had a sniffer on the front landing wheel that wouldn't let you take off until it sniffed the dirt at the end of the runway. Old pilot's joke. So as we're flying around here, we're going to take a look. See, we've got the CCIP for the rockets. And we'll go back up so you can get a view of the CCIP for the bombs. Yeah, there it is down below. That's good to see. Let's try some rockets. Not bad. New big salvo there. Of course, you know, I'm not trying super hard. I'm screwing around on the dev server. So let's see what we can do. And we won't be able to angle in on those without crashing out, because the F-84F does not have a lot of engine power. So we'll see if we can take out these couple of ground vehicles here. Okay, not bad. So this will definitely be getting a full review when it comes out, because I haven't done any reviews on any of the F-84s yet, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other craft, with the other aircraft. Like the A-10, obviously, will be getting a full review of both versions. Some of the others, like the new MiG-23 and the Su-22, they're derivatives of aircraft I've already covered in the game. So I'll get you some content with those. I'm just not sure what form it's going to take, but we'll see what happens. In any case, stay tuned for the next video covering the Swedish helicopters. As always, thanks for watching.